Live it out.
Hello everybody, and welcome to episode number 37.
We're back.
Yeah. I think that like a news anchor, didn't I?
Yeah, a little bit. We're back from Atlantic City.
Yes. He's a year older.
And a lot broker.
Me as well. But anyway, this episode we wanted to talk about... Come on, you're supposed to be like my twin.
Crazy celebrities.
I'm sorry I misspoke.
Oh yeah, and the celebrities to do it.
Yeah. Not just celebrities either.
Right, some other people misspeak. Now me too.
But it's been a lot of that actually in the news lately, and a lot of you probably already are aware of that. Well, right now I think the first one we're going to talk about, it's not so much maybe a misspoke, but like a blunder or
a misunderstanding.
Maybe not though. Take a look at this picture and tell us what is wrong with this picture.
It might be going too far though.
What's wrong with this picture? But what you probably have already heard about is.
I think it's the dumbest thing.
It's her scarf.
It's Rachel Rays though.
I know, like to me, of all, now if it was Rosie O'Donnell.
Right.
You know.
Then we can have a problem.
Okay, let's march. But Rachel Rays is like the least offensive person to me, like
in the whole wide world.
Yes, like she really.
I think you got to start looking at some people's character.
But
to like govern their actions maybe, and it's just a scarf.
Right. And yeah, and that's the thing. Like, what were her intentions in wearing that scarf? Was it to make an uprising to say, you know, that she was like a Muslim separatist? You know, like for Dunkin Donut.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna keep drinking Dunkin.
Okay.
They're not stopping my hustle.
But they were trying to say that this was like some Middle Eastern Muslim extremist scarf that Rachel Rays was wearing, and it kind of showed that the United States.
Well, I guess we better be careful because yours looks very reminiscent of hers. I have on.
You know what's funny? This is.
So I don't know.
Well, guess what? I have an Arabic tattoo too.
Do you?
Please don't come and get me.
I have China symbols.
But anyway, all that to say,
Sanskrit.
Yeah.
We all messed up. All right.
We tatted up.
Yes.
But all that to say, I mean, I really think that it's ridiculous for them to make this big. And I think it's really ridiculous for Dunkin Donuts to take it down.
I do too.
Because it's
all they have people that are feeding them money. This is the whole problem. This is why the economy is so jacked up. This is all tied to how we're struggling today.
But you know what to me?
I digress.
when you put like a scarf, when you say scarf this or scarf that, like, to me a lot of times, even when this might be a little too much for some people, but to me, if you think about it, when Jesus died on the cross, to have a cross up, or even, you know, to me, I would think that that's a little weird.
Like, wow. To me, you're really, I had no idea you were going to do that. But it's so much like the cross that people wear. There's some who wear Jesus on the cross and some who wear him not on the cross. And it's a big deal. Like, a lot of Catholics wear Jesus on the cross. And some people who are non-Catholic have said, we don't wear the cross with Jesus on it because he's no longer hanging on the cross. Like, either way, whatever.
The cross in general, like, to me, if somebody came and assassinated my dad with a gun, I'm not going to wear a gun on my necklace.
I'm sure.
But anyway, we're going on. All right, come on. But anyway, up next, we have this wonderful woman who, let's like to do a hint.
Yes.
Sharon Stones. She got caught up with a little bit of her mouth too.
Yes.
So take a listen to that. Insert here. Take a listen and you tell us what you think about this.
All right.
I'm not happy about the way the Chinese are treating the Tibetans because I don't think anyone should be unkind to anyone else. And so I have been very concerned about how to think and what to do about that because I don't like that. And then I've been just, concerned about, how should we deal with the Olympics because they're not being nice to the Dalai Lama, who's a good friend of mine. And then all this earthquake and all this stuff happened, and I thought, is that karma when you're not nice that the bad things happen to you? And then I got a letter from the Tibetan Foundation that they wanted to go and be helpful. And that made me cry. And they asked me if I would write a quote about that. And I said I would, that it was a big lesson to me that sometimes you have to learn to put your head down and be of service even to people who aren't nice to you.
So, that was interesting.
Miss Stone, we love you.
I like you a lot. What you think?
Well, first of all, let's put this in context. She was in Cannes, the Cannes Film Festival.
Right.
And they have press junkets, so you get interviewed by like 20, 30 people. She probably talked about the topic so much to different people. This is just my opinion.
But it's all good. Whatever. No matter what. She said what she said.
She said what she said.
So
correct.
What now?
I think she was a little drunk. I think she was a little bit drunk. I think what she did, what I was saying, why, you know, it was a lot of people probably that she interviewed and with and blah, blah. I think she tried to combine everything she wanted to say really quick. And she fucked up.
Right.
But like, I think in the midst of all that jumbling up that she was doing, if she had expanded it maybe a minute,
this is the thing,
she would have saved herself.
Contextually, I still think she got out what she wanted to, but
and you know what she said? I'm not apologizing.
And I don't blame her, because I think it goes to the heart of the matter for her is karma. That's what she was focused on. She wasn't necessarily, well, what I think she was focused on is not necessarily the devastation, but the fact that when you do certain things happen to you. And she may have been relating it to something else that happened to her early that week, but found it that, you know, tied it back.
And she kind of tied it back. She said that, you know, that China was so bad with Tibetan. But yeah, with the earthquake, the Tibet was still offering up this, and that's how kind of the full circle part that she was.
I think you have to start looking at sometimes the character, like I said earlier, the character of Sharon Stone is not as such that, oh my God, she's not like a warmonger or like somebody who wants to see destruction and devastation.
No,
that's just not her. And you know, I had a recent experience with that too, who, you know, people say things that aren't necessarily said something that was very offensive to me, but wasn't necessarily characteristic of him. So that's when you have to find in yourself to offer a piece of compassion, which can be sometimes hard to do.
It can be, and like, I really do try to, like, to me it's not so much what people say, or even sometimes what they do, but like you really have to think about, okay, who is this person? What possibly were their intentions? And what did they gain by doing this? You know, like, if those are the things I try
what's the benefit? What's the benefit? Another person that I wanted to touch on was Liz Trotter. From who
I hadn't heard of, and then he told me about this.
She's on the Fox News channel. They seem to be under a lot of fire sometimes. But anyway, she was trying to make a joke. She says a lighthearted joke to it was on Osama and Obama, where she said,
because Hillary had mentioned about the whole Robert Kennedy assassination,
being assassinated. But so she was talking about assassinating Osama, but she said Obama. Then she said Osama and Obama. And she said, well, both of them. And then it was just like, you know, again, foot in your mouth. And people were saying, you know, well, that's not really the type of person she is. And she did offer an apology saying, you know,
I fucked up.
In an attempt to be funny, I effed up. And I guess, you know, I can respect that. Whatever. People say stuff that they really don't mean. That has nothing to do with what's inside of them sometimes.
And then the thing to me is, the people, this is the funny part of it. You make it seem like this is this big old outrage. Most of us would have never, we would have looked at that ad for Rachel Ray, or we would have heard Sharon Stone say that. We might have went, but we wouldn't have highlighted so much where it's highlighted now, and it makes it even worse. It really makes it worse. And if you think about it, it's saying, like, with the scarf thing, like, if you dress anything like, if you put anything on that looks something Muslim, then it's wrong. Like, that's really what they're trying to say. So, like, really, it's just an article of clothing.
It's still ripping the fabric of America. Anyway, it's a big attention diverter. There's still a war in Iraq. The gas prices are still rising. Our economy's still effed up. But Rachel Rays' ad got pulled.
She's an enemy. It's like so dumb.
So wrong. So wrong.
And then you think about it, like, and this is another thing with Sharon Stone. After she made this comment, one of the biggest Chinese movie places there that distributes the movies there said that they're not going to show any of her movies.
Well, whatever. I'm glad.
Not that she makes them anymore.
I'm glad she didn't apologize. She was too smart to apologize.
And this is another thing. People have been saying, you know, she's this dumb blonde, but really, Sharon Stone is not dumb. Like,
I mean, you know her credentials.
I was telling him she went to college at like 15. She's a member of Mensa. So, you know, people do misspeak, and like that's the funny thing. When every time somebody says something like Sharon Stone, you know, she's pretty, she's blonde, she's a dumb blonde.
The thing is, I'm almost gonna relate this to the Jeremiah Wright thing. They loop a clip, a little blurb of her, and that's what you get to hear. That's what you get to see here and now.
And that's what she said,
and that is not who Sharon Stone is. But
and if you took a lot of what we say, even like if you took like even this show possibly, if you would have just cut to us with our scarves on, or if you would have just said cut to me saying fuck or something like that, and out of context,
or me doing this.
out of context, it could have been completely like miscrewed. Like it's like so stupid, and that's what I don't like when things are taken out of context. So I don't know.
Whatever. Say what you want to say. Be who you want to be. And let the chips fall where they may.
It's America.
Peace.
It's like that.